Today I am going to be ranking Christopher Nolan's films and giving my review of the Odyssey. However, I'm going to do myself a little bit of a challenge and I'm going to try to do it only 1 minute per film. Otherwise I will just ramble on forever. Kind of a quick brief overview. For the past few weeks I have been working my way through all of Christopher Nolan's work. And honestly, it's been such an amazing roller coaster of emotions and feelings and just absolutely pure admiration for his work. And honestly, I was just blown more and more away with every movie that I watched. It's been amazing. To give some kind of context, my name's Jade. I post all things kind of movies or books and a bit of lifestyle stuff as well. And also just to give a bit of context on kind of my background with movies, I've always loved movies, watching movies, etc. Being lost in kind of a movie or a book, always been kind of a bookworm, etc. In the past year, nearly year, I've been trying to watch more classic films because I used to be a massive rewatch. I just rewatched Marvel, Star Wars, my favourite kind of action movies, my favourite rom-coms, chick flicks, etc. Harry Potter and Hunger Games. We're only watching like only a few new movies a year. I'm just trying to, you know, watch more films, explore new themes, new genres, new actors, new directors, etc. Just because I honestly just love film and the feeling it gives you. So FYI, I have started a new series on TikTok. I've got 2 TikToks. One's just my name, Jadeconnolly, and then another one's Film Club, where it's kind of like all kind of movie, film, TV content. And I've got a new series where I watch a movie or read 100 pages a day and just post all my movie reviews, reactions, etc. on there if you want to check it out. That's me rambling on for a little bit. Just some context for you, which I don't explain in this video, which I was supposed to. Before the last few weeks, I had only watched 3 of his films. I'd only watched Dunkirk, Tenet and Interstellar. I'm going to try and give no spoilers throughout this video, maybe except for the Odyssey, because I really liked all of them. So even being my 13th is not even that deep because I honestly loved all of his films. In 13, I have Following. It's a movie about a guy. He follows people around because he wants to write about them in his novels. It like becomes an obsession. Like, this is Christopher Nolan's like first long feature film. You can see his style from the start, and I really enjoyed the score. Like, a score's always been so important a part of Christopher Nolan's filmography, and it's literally right there from the start of his career. I feel like I really didn't give a review of this movie. The movie really shocked me, confused me, lost me, but also really gripped me at the same time. And plot twisting. Christopher Nolan's used plot twists since the very beginning, but I don't know if me saying that's a spoiler. That's a minute. I feel like that definitely wasn't enough. Then in 12th place I have Memento, I don't know how you're supposed to say it. A guy has amnesia and he uses his notes and tattoos to find out who killed his wife. Because the last thing he remembers is that the fact that his wife gets killed, but he only remembers stuff for like a few moments and then he forgets about it. What I thought was really cool about this movie was the timeline, the black and white uses of like the kind of past and the present and how they both met in the middle at the end. I thought that was so cool. I really did enjoy the movie. It didn't grip me as much as all of his other work. Notes I have on this movie: the guy's a highly unreliable narrator. He basically lies and gaslights and manipulates himself into believing what he wants to believe to give himself something to do in the day. At some points of the movie I felt like I understood what was going on, and then the next moment I felt like I had no idea what was going on. You really do have to pay full attention to this movie, and I've gone way over the 1 minute mark. Loki predicted the ending as well. I've got a new series I do on TikTok, which is a movie or 100 pages a day, where I watch a movie or read 100 pages a day, and in that video I kind of show my reaction to the movie. And you can I basically predict the ending, but don't go look at it if you don't want any spoilers. I went way over a minute there. It says 2 minutes. 11, I've got Dunkirk, which may be controversial. However, I only watched it back when it was released because Harry Styles was in it, and I haven't rewatched it since. I don't really remember. I remember watching it and being blown away. I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember much. So obviously this movie is based on Dunkirk. But other than that, so that's why I've got it at 11. I do need to rewatch that one, and I feel bad for having it at 11. Including in my ranking when I don't really remember the movie, but I remember it blowing me away. I just don't remember too much, so I've just put it in at 11. 10, I've got Batman Begins, which obviously the first movie in the Dark Knight trilogy. I actually have never really watched any DC films. This was the first DC film I've ever watched. I'm a massive Marvel fan, and I didn't really watch any superhero movies outside of Marvel. I am going to start watching more DC films. I didn't really know much about Batman's origin story really gripped me. It was a really good superhero movie. Really enjoyed the plot twist, etc. It really gripped me. I thought Christian Bale was absolutely phenomenal, and Gary Oldman was really loved seeing him in something, because I love him as Sirius Black in Harry Potter, but I actually don't think I've watched him in anything that isn't Harry Potter, so it's really nice to see him in something else. And out of the trilogy, obviously Dark Knight trilogy, it's my least favourite, and I felt like I just enjoyed some other movies more than that one. It was still a great movie though. There's none of these movies that I didn't really enjoy. 9, I've got Tenet here, and honestly I watched this when it came out in the cinema and I don't really remember it, if I'm being completely transparent, so I am going to rewatch it because I don't really remember the plot, but I remember walking out of the cinema and absolutely like questioning everything about life. I just remember being mind blown. So I can basically have another first rewatch, but basically during my time where I watched all the Nolan films, I didn't have time to rewatch Dunkirk and Tenet, and that's why the reasons why I'm kind of have them where they are in the list of ranking. 8, I have Insomnia, which I honestly love this movie. It's a movie about Al Pacino and Robin Williams. Basically they go to a town, investigate a murder, and he shoots his co-worker and suffers with insomnia. I love a good thriller mystery. They really hook me. I love this kind of things. Like, I'm a sucker for Criminal Minds. The lack of sleep in the movie kind of did make me quite sleepy though, because they kept talking about sleep. I felt sleepy. Storyline was great. I feel like it's a really highly underrated film as well, because I never really hear people speaking about it, but I really do recommend that movie. 7, I'm gonna put Dark Knight Rises, which I honestly really enjoyed this movie, and low-key kind of maybe did prefer to the Dark Knight, which I think is criminal to say. It was an emotional roller coaster. The plot, the twist, the acting, like Christian Bale and Hathaway, Gary Oldman, Tom Hardy, they gave an amazing performance in this movie. It was a great superhero movie, and it gripped me, and I felt like I hadn't been gripped by a superhero. Like, it honestly, I was just actually in awe and admiration for this movie throughout the whole thing. I honestly loved it. And then obviously in 7, which is the second movie in the trilogy, is The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger on this movie is actually insane. I feel like it's criminal kind of putting it at number 6. Opening scene, wow. That like opening scene of the movie was actually amazing. I understand why this movie inspired people to act, direct, etc., which I hear a lot of people speaking about. I feel like I had like a pressure because I knew it was such a highly rated movie. I knew it was such highly rated. I just had high expectations, and I think I want to rewatch it again because I think my second watch is going to be so much more enjoyable, because I know that I love the movie at the end. I feel like I just could have enjoyed it more if I just didn't put the pressure and expectations on it. But yeah, no, the rewatch is probably going to be insane, and that's the reason why I say you should never put expectations on anything. So the top 5, and I am gonna say I think I kind of rank these movies on the same level. I love all these movies. 5 to 2, I would say I'd rank on the exact same level, and number 1 I think is just completely special to me. So number 5 is The Prestige. There's 2 friends, magicians, and they become enemies after an incident. This movie blew my mind in so many ways, and they literally say in the movie to make sure you're watching closely, and I did not pick up on anything that was going to happen at the end of that movie. Blew my mind. I was actually in shock, and I couldn't speak for a good 20 minutes after this movie finished because I was blown away. It really gripped me. I missed the clues, no spoilers, but I'm so excited for my rewatch to kind of pick up on everything that I missed in the first one. I really just didn't expect that ending of the movie at all in the slightest. And then in 4 I have Inception. Leonardo DiCaprio's character goes into people's dreams and steals information that they want, and he's wanted by the police, and his only chance for kind of redemption is to do this impossible task, and that's what the movie follows. The acting, the cast in this movie was actually insane. I literally love a movie which makes me question reality, and Cillian Murphy blew me away. I just loved this movie. I was literally speechless for a good 40 minutes after this movie finished, and I was just questioning everything about reality. This was one of the first ones I watched, and it kind of confirmed to me that I was about to go on an absolute roller coaster of watching amazing movies. The acting and some scenes in this movie were just absolutely insane, and I think everyone should watch it. In 3rd place I have Oppenheimer, which I feel like everyone should go and watch this movie, which is obviously about Robert Oppenheimer. It's a war film. I know a lot of people, the kind of genre is quite unpopular, but I really liked history at school, so I actually kind of really enjoyed this kind of movie. The performance in this movie actually blew me away, like Downey, Matt Damon, Cillian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and then Florence Pugh. Like, I haven't watched Downey in anything that wasn't Marvel, and he actually had me speechless with his first scene. Like, he deserved the Oscar for that movie because honestly, insane. One of my favourite scores, the cinematography, the camera work, the ending, I love how they use colour in black and white and the different ways you can perceive why it's in black and white and in colour, if it's based on morals, the kind of timeline, different perspective, etc. The morality of being wrong and right. It's just the end scene. Honestly, that movie is just a masterpiece. Second, I do have the Odyssey, which I honestly loved. I've watched twice. I watched it in 4DX and IMAX. 4DX was actually insane, and I have put a video about that up on my TikTok, so the link's in the comments to my TikTok account. The Odyssey is obviously based about Odysseus' return home after the Trojan War. The score and the cinematography in this movie was actually insane. Like the scene where there's rocks and the sunset in between. The fact that I know he's used animatronics, and like I think Nolan's movies are like so much more go-to because you're watching it and it's like hardly no CGI, and it's actually hard work of people that are making it the way it is, and they're not just using like CGI to make it look the way it is, if that makes sense. The cry of the Cyclops, the Circe, like the storm scene, the raft scene, the scene of the sirens, like everything about this movie was actually insane. The last fight scene, the fact the score in the last fight scene was like, it sounded like a really fast panicking heartbeat, which is literally how I felt in the cinema watching it. The acting, Tom Holland and the way he acted with his eyes, and for some people are slating his performance. I don't understand how, because that way that man acted in that movie and the way he used his eyes to show emotion was insane. I loved Anne Hathaway's performance and the speech she did about how I want Odysseus and how she's been on the throne and like how men and women get treated differently. Obviously, sorry, there will be probably maybe some spoilers for this section, so if you want to skip forward, please do. I feel like Robert Pattinson played the coward so well, and I find it really amusing that he compared being team, oh my god, what's the character's name? He compared, if you root for his character, it's like being Team Jacob, basically. In Twilight, which I thought was quite funny. Zendaya, wow. Yeah, I really love the idea of Zeus's law in this film with the Athena and how that ended. It shows the whole perspective of like Zeus's law, and I thought that was super cool. I didn't expect one of the things, even though it was actually so obvious that they were the sea men. And the acting in this movie was just insane. I really enjoyed, is it Eumaeus? I really enjoyed his performance, like the blind man. I honestly loved his performance so much, and the dog. This movie made me cry. It was amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. But yeah, no, the performances in this movie honestly like blew me away. But I really like the ending with Athena. How different people are perceiving it in different ways as well, which I think is really cool, and the whole idea of Zeus's law and how a man breaking that kind of ruins it for the whole world. If one person breaks it, you're kind of responsible for everyone kind of abusing the law as well, which I thought was quite, I don't know, I really liked that. I also cannot believe I didn't say anything about Matt Damon. So sorry. You deserve an Oscar for your performance in this movie, especially the siren scene. Also, sorry that I keep saying the actors' names instead of the names of the characters. I just didn't want to say them wrong. And so that's why sometimes I say them and I don't say them, but I won't do that again. And then in first place, obviously, Interstellar. I love space, and the score, I love this movie. Earth is becoming inhabitable, and Cooper, ex-NASA pilot, is a pilot who has to go to space and try to save the Earth. I love space films. I don't think anything will ever top this film for me. The score, the acting, Matthew McConaughey. I really enjoyed the concept of love in this movie, and I love the idea of how like everything kind of just happens for a reason, and like the whole kind of upper spirit kind of idea in this movie. I thought it was super sick. The cinematography, the score, I don't know if anything will ever top Interstellar for me. And also, actually, quick shout out to Emma Thomas, Christopher Nolan's right-hand woman, with all the movies, and the movies wouldn't be what they are without her and Chris together. So honestly, big fan. So that's my quick ranking of Christopher Nolan's movies. I tried to stick to the 1 minute, and that means I couldn't go into much detail, and I tried to not give any spoilers, but yeah. I have so much thoughts on all of these movies and the Odyssey and people's performances, especially, I don't know how to say his name, John Leguizamo? I feel like I'm butchering that. He blew me away in the Odyssey as well. I just want to quickly say that before I finish the movie. Before my video. I hope you enjoyed. I will link everything in the captions below, and comment down below your favourite Christopher Nolan movies and how you'd rank them, and I hope to see you in the next video. Also, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to, or leave a like, or just hopefully see you around again someday.